like when I think of pasta, I don't think necessarily of like sweetness. And I'm running on top of the level. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I can't. Wait, is there a barrier up here? Okay, alright, well I can't go anywhere. The game developers actually
I did Act 1.
thought about this. Yeah.
Yay, King isn't sucking. Hello, fools. Anyway,
There's a chatter in here named Spicy Tomato 17. It's probably Hurry. How you doing, Hurry? You don't have to be quiet, you can speak up.
probably is. Surprised me.
Ouch.
Oh man, Bone. Guess what I started reading for literature class?
What did you start reading?
Catcher in the Rye. And I've already read this book before, but hell, fuck, am I glad that I'm reading it again, because it's one of my favorite books of all time.
Oh man, I haven't read that since I was in high school.
It's a great book, man. And it's bringing back memories of a few years ago for me. So.
Yeah, a lot of people consider it to be like the hell? What are we hearing?
I think we were just hearing JC. Anyway,
Oh.
I don't think it's like the...
Sorry, I was talking to somebody else. I'll cut my mic.
It's okay. Anyway, I don't consider it like the best novel ever written or anything, but it's pretty awesome.
It is a classic.
It is a classic, for sure.
Did you see the work that I did on the lake in Minecraft? I will have to log on later and see that, Mr. For the Lulz. By the way, For the Lulz is now a proud member of our server.
Oh yes. Welcome aboard, Forza Lulz. Glad to have you.
We decided that he was grown enough to let him on.
Oh hell yeah, he's definitely grown up. He's here for almost every stream. Now that shows true loyalty. He's here for
Oh man, and now that we have doubled our Canadian population on the stream now. Oh, don't hit the Robotnik. Ouch. Poor Digger John had to be the only Canadian for so long.
Now that's no longer the case. Oh man.
Do you have anybody on the server that is Southern?
Well, Ethan.
Yeah, we did have two others, but they don't go on the server anymore. Both Texans, they sound like the same person. In fact, they kind of
Oh man. If I wanted to troll my friend Ira, I could say that he's technically now Southern because he lives in Maryland, and Maryland's technically a Southern state. Although Baltimore might as well be a northern city. It's much more northern than it is southern, at least these days. Whoa.
And I think southern states, Maryland really just doesn't come to mind for me for some reason. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, these days, I think the South begins at Virginia.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, I think it starts around North Carolina. But
Well, yes, if you're from Georgia, Virginia still is, like, northern to you.
I feel bad for any of my liberal friends that live in the South. I really do.
well, I'm conservative, so
I don't judge. Don't worry about it.
I judge, but I'm nice, so I don't say things. At least some of the time. Oh,
I get
14
into
dropped again.
debates, but I'm not an asshole.
I'm an asshole. Well, no, I don't know. Well, sometimes I'm not an asshole.
I'm just very passionate. And I'm just very different.
There better not be a Robotnik over there.
If it is, you're screwed, because right now you have 0 rings.
There's still bugs in this game, like how getting a life in a certain place causes the bass track to literally switch instruments.
Wow. Well, you know, not all the
So-
fun. You know, no games without its issues.
And hell, there were plenty of bugs from the original Sonic that this game fixed. Like, you could walk on the ceiling in so many places in the original Sonic. And they can't do that here, even though I just did. So it's not perfect even here.
Oh my god. You flew across the rest of the level. And Forza Lulz, I'm going to be a smartass and correct you. It's 16-bit, not 8-bit.
And I really wish I knew where this song was from. But
Well, and you really need to fix the summer stream thing, because I know it's still technically summer, but like, you gotta make a new thing.
the summer stream itself was over in early July.
Exactly.
It's now September, and I'm still using that icon.
Yeah, you might want to...
I was gonna try to find that on my computer and then just like replace it with something different, but I'm not sure what.
You can just make a new thing altogether.
something that says House of Sim and says Bone Canoe.
Yeah. Make it look a bit,
Oh.
make it look a bit more fancy. Yeah, this is the encore.
The encore summer stream. It was kind of funny. A little bit of recent history on the House of Sim. You know, we had streaming events before, but we rarely streamed between them. But this changed after the winter stream of last Christmas. Because after that, we just sort of kept going, and we never stopped.
You know, of all the people I know that do live streams, you guys are probably the most consistent. Like, a lot of people that I follow on Twitch don't stream extremely often, but like,
Yeah,
us, we
I mean,
stream almost constantly.
It helps that, you know, Wire and I are both on the channel, and the King's on the channel, and even once in a while we might get Cat on the channel. I'd even give Unit Rico the password if he was a more active streamer. Let him join our club.
Yes. Wasn't he streaming earlier today?
He was. He can't really stream too much because of the limitations of his, you know, his setup and also his situation, you know, his loud roommates and
Yeah.
paper-thin walls and all
He's
that
in
stuff.
university, isn't he?
Oh yes, and Niagara Falls was going in the background again.
Yeah, I heard that. Is that what we decided to call it now?
Oh, that's what Flo Moses called it.
I'm gonna call it that from now on. Niagara Falls. Have you ever been to Niagara Falls?
I have actually been there twice,
Nice.
and it's almost exactly the 6th-year anniversary of when I was there last. It was like around this time in early September.
Oh man. And that was back in 07?
Indeed it was. It was on the same trip that I went up to Toronto to see Genesis.
Nice.
So I stopped at Niagara Falls for a couple hours on the way up. And I was there one other time with my parents when I was 18 in the beginning of April.
That's
Now, the beginning of April in upstate New York / that part of Ontario is still winter. So it was like, it was pretty neat because there was hardly anyone there where you could get like right up to it without waiting. And, you know, when the water falls, it creates this big mist. And this mist just condenses into this like huge ice blob that just sort of sat there.
wow.
And that kind of sucks for a little. So I just try to, you know, I have a similar situation. I just try to keep quiet. Once in a while, my dad will tell me like, "You kept me awake because you were loud," but like, not too often.
Is it real? Are you really that easy to hear? I mean, you're in the basement. I imagine it would be too easy for me to hear you.
Well, it's pretty easy to hear what's going on in other parts of the house from any part of the house, but
Do you have,
my
do you have
dad is
thin-
also a very light sleeper.
Do you also have do you have thin walls there?
Pretty thin. My dad's almost as an insomniac as King is.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the walls in this house are pretty thick, actually.
Oh. Well, you live in a nice old house.
I do. Although,
This house is, well, it's not brand new. It was made in the 80s, but it's in that newer style of housemaking where they just sort of made everything cheap and mass-produced.
yeah, and can I just say that I really hate that? I really hate that. I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like American architecture has gone nowhere but down in the past few decades.
Yeah, I'd rather live somewhere old and sturdy, you know?
Yeah. Now, this
One good thing about Pennsylvania is that there's plenty of that here.
exactly.
Just not where I particularly
The
am.
disadvantage to this house, though, is that being old, it does have a lot of structural and technical issues.
Mhm.
You know, it's an old place, so there's a lot of maintenance that there isn't seen on. Hi, Niagara.
It's kind of ironic. It's kind of ironic because, like, Colorado, I think of Colorado as being, like, very new. But, like, the town that you're in, Pueblo, is, like, one of probably the oldest, you know, of the major cities of Colorado.
And Bone, I know that
That
you
was
probably
loud.
think that Colorado is like a shithole, but trust me, it's just the town of Pueblo. Most of Colorado isn't like that.
Well, most of Colorado is made out of plastic, and in 50 years it will be pretty much a slum. I mean, same is true for, like, most of the Philly suburbs, but, like, you know, we still have, like, the rest of everything to fall back on. Hell, for all we know, Pueblo might be the nicest town in Colorado in 50 years.
You're funny. That's really.
It might happen.
Well,
And it's not because Pueblo will get nicer. Pueblo will probably stay the same as it is, but it will be like the other big cities in Colorado that will become shitholes.
one part of town, which is where my friends are, they've been getting consistently nicer as time has gone on. Like, their infrastructure's getting better. They're starting to use more and more green energy. Things are just getting nicer over there. And here, things are just kind of... They're trying to improve things around here, but it just isn't...
Are you in the barrio?
No, I'm not. The barrio is like in the east side of town, man. The east side of...
Ooh, the double jump.
Like, the ghetto...
The double jump is really going to help here.
Oh, man. But yeah, the ghetto area of my town is in the east. Yeah, in the east side of town, there's a lot of gang activity. A couple of sex shops, any other skimpy thing you'd expect from the ghetto area of the town.
Ouch. What are you doing, Sonic? I mean, Shadow. Whatever the fuck your name is.
I am kind of like not in the great area, but I'm not in the ghetto either. Like right between a really nice area and a ghetto area, like right between them. So it's kind of hit and miss.
Or are you in a different city?
I'm south of Atlanta.
Okay. Oh man, you know what band is from Atlanta?
We don't
REM.
We don't
Everyone likes
have
REM.
ghettos around here.